One super crazy one that I saw was 6 self-described soldiers of Christ arrested after malnourished woman found dead in car's trunk outside a Georgia spa.
What?
And one of the men, well, not a man, it's 5 adults and a 15-year-old boy that were arrested because of this. It was in Georgia's Gwinnett County. And yeah, they refer to themselves as being a part of a religious group called Soldiers of Christ. And I tried looking it up, and I couldn't find anything. Like, is there a known cult called Soldiers of Christ? Is this a new cult on the rise? Like, what? Yeah. They have a child involved.
I mean, the downside of cults is they're not online.
Yeah, but there's, like, the known ones that, like, you know, that are still operating somewhat, that are known
I feel like once they get known,
like
it's too late.
Scientology.
I feel like once it gets known, it's too late. Because Scientology isn't considered a cult. I think everybody considers it a cult except for, like, the law doesn't consider it a cult. But then you have actual cults like NXIVM.
It's because there's too much money and reputable people involved in Scientology for them to do anything about it.
Yep. Cults walk that tightrope between, you know, an actual spiritual belief system and not. They got to be able to prove physical harm and everything. So, I don't know. I worry with cults and why they're so dangerous because a lot of times we don't know about it until it's too late.
I know. That's true. I know. So
how did this happen?
So somebody reported it around 10:50 p.m. It says Tuesday. We're talking about this September 15th. So that would have been, what day would that have been? That would have been the 12th, September 12th. So, somebody reported around 10:50 p.m. on Tuesday outside of Jeju, a Korean spa and sauna in Duluth, Georgia.
Okay.
The spa has nothing to do with it, apparently. They were just using the parking lot. They think the victim began being starved around August 3rd. We don't know who the victim is. We don't have any identity or anything like that. It hasn't been released. But they said that she was starved for weeks and beaten before she eventually died.
Jeez.
Yeah, and there's the car. There's a picture of the car.
So no sexual assault?
Not that we know of. So these 6 people are facing charges of felony murder, false imprisonment, tampering with evidence, and concealing the death of another. And their names are Eric Hun, 26. Okay, these are, I think, Asian names. So these are Asian people.
Okay.
Suwani. Oh, wait. Eric Hun, 26, of Suwani. Gawam Lee, 26. Junho Lee, 26. Juhon Hyam Lee, 22. Hunji Lee, 25, and a 15-year-old.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all from Lawrenceville. That we don't know very much.
Soldiers for Christ. So they are at least heavily Asian based on their names. They sound like a more traditional Asian name. Now, obviously, it's an assumption. I haven't seen this
and they're
at
outside
all,
a Korean spa. So are we sure the spa has nothing to do with it? Or did they just like this spa?
I'm just more concerned with...
Is it an Asian part of town?
Asian is still not primarily a Christian believing countries. That's not their leading belief system in those countries. So how this came to be, I don't know. I'm just a little surprised by the demographics in this case. It's really uncommon. So
and in Georgia.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to follow this and see what comes of it, because is it just outside of Atlanta and they have like a Chinatown in Atlanta and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but if you guys don't know and you're not from a major city like Los Angeles or San Francisco or Chicago, all these major cities have what you call a Chinatown, where it is a congregation of Asian people that have more often than not came from their home country over here, and they find comfort in being around other Asian people. So is this right outside Atlanta, and there is like a Chinatown, Asian town area that that they're from, or you know what I mean? Like the demographics are just very interesting.
It is. Actually, I think one of them's a woman. Detectives have arrested 5 adults, 1 juvenile in connection with the death of a female. Yeah, it's 5 adults, so it's not men. Because I just saw a picture of a lady. They, the police, the Gwinnett County Police, put up a post on Facebook where they showed some crime scene photos and pictures of the suspects, and one is a woman.
Okay.
So we have a woman, we have multiple men, and a young boy involved. Yeah. And yes, they are all, in fact, Asian. So, I wonder, I don't know what, which country they originate from.
Does it say that this crime has to do with their belief system? During the course of the investigation, detectives believe the victim moved to the United States from South Korea sometime back in the summer of this year for the purpose of joining a religious organization. Yep. The accused individuals refer to themselves as belonging to the Soldiers of Christ. The victim, they're talking about, her body was about 70 pounds when discovered, and her malnourishment was a contributing factor to her death. Yeah, so we're going to have to keep an eye on this because, wow. So
she came to the U.S. for this.
Yeah, she came to the U.S. It sounds
almost like human trafficking.
It does. She came to the U.S. to join this this belief organization, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it's labeled a cult or not. It sounds like one, but we don't know much about it. And this is what happened. Were they trying to exorcise a demon? You know what I mean? These details matter and they're interesting, and I would love to know more. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, and so apparently they got the help from the Gwinnett County Gang Unit, and they're being labeled like a criminal street gang for now, which is how they secured warrants for their arrest, I guess, somehow.
That could
that
be
had
a
something
legal
to do with
loophole,
it.
though.
Yeah. So the driver of the car that contained the body of the trunk, so they believe Eric Hun was the driver. He parked the car. He called a family member to pick him up. The family member drove Eric to Atlanta area hospital due to unrelated injuries. While at the hospital, Eric asked the family member to retrieve a personal item from the vehicle. When the family member arrived to retrieve the item from the car, he discovered what appeared to be a deceased body in the trunk and called 911. So it was literally a family member.
Okay.
Crazy, but that's all the details I have for now. We're gonna follow it. I see some elements that could be human trafficking here. I see obviously some elements of possibly a cult. This is insane. I wonder how many people are involved here.
Yeah,
this poor woman. It's tragic.
Maybe we could do some digging. And if you guys happen to know anything about, what's it called? The Soldiers of Christ?
Yes.
So the Soldiers of Christ, reach out. Let us know. Let your thoughts riot in the comments below, and let us know what you know about them.
Yeah, for sure.